she's still alive. Explain that. Okay, Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Harpoon Black IPA. Originally introduced in 2011 as a limited release, and they said, well, people liked it and they liked it, so they keep bringing it back. And you can get it in a variety pack. I bought it as a single at the Red, White, and Brew in Hammond, Louisiana on US Highway 190. Anyway, it's a cool looking bottle. You probably know from watching my reviews I do not care for black IPAs because they're black and an India Pale Ale, you know, pale ale. But anyway, okay, Harpoon, I've been pleased with most of their beers over the years. I'm going to have to post this on NEBR, New England Beer Reviews, which is run by Jeff Lyons of New England. So you can look for this posted on Facebook's NEBR. This is an employee-owned company since 2014. And Harpoon, it's been around a good while. It's like 1986 or 89, I can't remember, I didn't look that up. This is the first video review for this beer in the world! Alright, they're in, Massachusetts and Vermont. 7% alcohol, hey! 67 international bitterness units. Oh, yeah. They said a malt called Midnight Wheat. So sort of like a wheat beer. Okay, the hops are Chinook, Simcoe, Cascade, Amarillo, Centennial. Those are the hops. It gets a good score on Beer Advocate. Okay, good. A B. 75 reviews. 76 out of 100 on Rate Beer. 36 out of 100 for the style. 24 ratings. So 99. This will be number 100 written and number 1. What does it take to be number 1? Well, to be the first one, you got to be the one that does it first. Okay. Now they show on their own website, not a McElhenney Tabasco glass, but they show a tall glass like this. I thought it was strange, but I have some, so I got this. I can't remember where I got these Tabasco glasses. I have 4 of them. I think this was given to me by Tabasco, or I might have bought it. I got people giving me stuff, I buy stuff. Was it given to you? Did you buy it? What's the story? I can't remember. It's about 9 o'clock a.m. I'm starting late. I have been to New England, both Vermont. I went from the top. I went across US Highway 2 through Grand Island and all that. And then we went down Highway 7, US Highway 7, through the Green Mountains, Vermont. Green Mountains, that's what it means in French. Vert, green, malt. Okay, so, and I've been to Massachusetts, and that's an Indian name. Okay, enough of the geography. Oh, that's brown, not black. This is a brown IPA, folks. I can see that reddish brown coming through, that cola color. Those sneaky little bubbles, that little crackle. Let me tell you, my friends, it is very humid. It is hot. Well, not hot, warm. I have all the windows open though. Still haven't put on the air conditioner. I just have this big fixation on fresh air. I'm telling you, I just do not. I run the heater less and the AC less. And I have the windows open more. Well, that's the way I'm doing it. Okay. Now it will get so hot by a month from now that or less than a month, I'm just going to have to want to put on the AC. I know grandparents said when they were growing up they didn't have air conditioning and it didn't feel hot. I said, why you didn't feel hot? They said it just didn't feel hot because you didn't think about it. You just had fans running and you sit outside a lot. I hope Jeff at NEBR tries this. He may have had it. He probably has. He's up there trying all their stuff. A lot of black IPAs I have problems with just because they have, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. They don't seem right. The smell's kind of sweet, there goes the fridge. Sort of malty, sort of weedy. Bready, it's like pungent in the nose. Not punching in the nose, pungent in the nose. Okay, it's pleasant. It looks good. It smells good. So we're starting off really nice. Well, it's good. I had never tasted a beer from Harpoon that was bad. I noticed they came in at the store yesterday. The UFO grapefruit shandy arrived. I know they have the Camp Guanamango, Emetherns. So we do get Harpoon beers down here. Not their whole array. I would like to try some of their 10% beers. But okay, this is dark roasted malt. You pick up a little char. Not super dark, not like the Samuel Adams Black Lager or Shiner Black Lager. They're kind of like charred. This is somewhat burnt. If you're looking for a hop bomb, look elsewhere. They say it's 67 international bitterness units, but if I didn't know that, I would never guess it was that high. I just would not. Something about these black IPAs, they don't present the hop bitterness the same way. It's just like a little fruity, a little citrus, no pine. None of those like stereotypical IPA characteristics, nor the negative ones that I'm ranting and raving about, like the canned pineapple. And I don't rant as much about the grapefruit because I do like the grapefruit. I never complain about pininess, but it doesn't have that. It just has like a sort of unique thing. I wanted to say quasi Guinness stout-ish, but no, that's a brown ale. This is a brown ale, and allegedly an India Pale Ale. This bottle's more like that greenish brown European style bottle, that color. It's not like the Schlitz brown bottle, right? Which is like brown. This is more like greenish brown. Founders Rye IPA I was not pleased with. I still might have given it an A-, but relative to other things I had from Founders, it wasn't working. This, I might even score it lower than that, but I enjoy it more, which you say that makes no sense. Yeah, it doesn't really, but almost picked up a metallic note. That's bizarre. The body is medium. The finish is on the dry side. On the sweetness scale, Cyclops is probably 2.5 out of 5. Hop cones bitterness is probably 1.5 to 2. Okay, let's say 2 out of 5. I'm sorry, the previous thing I meant sugar cubes. 2 out of 5 hop cones. So you're saying 67 IBU and you're only picking up 2 hop cones? At this point, I think as I drink on it to go write the written reviews, it may develop more into 3 hop cones out of 5. But I don't think it's going to go higher than that. Sometimes they just do not. And I know that the IBU number doesn't necessarily match the perception that you're going to get. And that's not like a new thing. People that are really into the brewing and all that, they'll say it's not a direct correlation like number to perceived bitterness. It doesn't work that way. The last cap I wore on the previous video was this kind of clay orange, like that red clay you see in parts of Texas, North Louisiana, and Mississippi. And I had a gray shirt with the clay orange Houston Astros writing and whatever. And I always noticed that these brick red caps wouldn't quite match it. And then I found the appropriate, you know, color. It almost matches. You can go to a sports shop and you'll see like any team and you'll see the colors, but you'll notice that the shades are not correct all the time. It's really hard to do colors with clothes and cars, car paint. It's got the cream color here. So I said, I remembered they had changed something. So my research indicates that when they went to the new stadium in 2000, more in the downtown area of Houston, they adopted this clay orange color scheme with the cream. But after 1 year, they switched to the brick red that they kept for about 10, 12, 13 years. Okay. My thinking is that maybe people complained that the orange was too close to the Texas Longhorns orange, and that somehow they were favoring the Longhorns, because I know a lot of people that live in Texas, and they say no one hates the Longhorns more than people that live in Texas. In other words, they have Longhorns fans, and then everyone else who's not a Longhorns fans hates the Texas Longhorns with like insane passion, like they're demented in their hatred. So they could have been offended by that, and they might have sent emails and letters, and so the Astros said, okay, fine, we'll go to brick red, because there's really no team with brick red over there. Regardless, this beer review is about beer, not Major League Baseball color scheme history. But anyway, yeah, I think the worst you could do is a B+. Look, it's got beautiful lacing. It's thick. It's a spongy head. So I'm not going to go run out and buy a black IPA, but to review it, I'm going to say B+. It's a very good beer. I cannot say too much bad about Harpoon. Some other people harp on Harpoon and talk about how they're just dull, run-of-the-mill. I'm not too sure about that. They can make some really fantastic stuff. I mean, they do like a Beta and Magic Hat and Boulder and etc., etc., etc. And they put out a lot of mainline craft beers that are widely approachable. And then they put out their more erudite, deep speculative beers that will have less appeal, but that some craft beer geeks would like. So enough of that. Y'all come on down to Laissez les Bon Temps Relais. Y'all come on down to New Orleans.